welcome to a day in a life of a way shower. And I love how everything that I'm just obeying and doing is falling like into place to it's like molding of a creation. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I know you said this could happen, self, but this is wild. And so today, what has come up for me with like, oh, okay, this is probably a pattern I've created, and now I recognize it's a pattern and it's something that's working, and I'm able to put words with it now. And that is, I'll be able to do a video of a day in a life at the end of each week of my Hit Sweat Sesh strategy, which is all about the mutation, transmutation process and the body, and the creation and the ascension process, which is what my Ascension Daily is all about. Also, both of those things combined are like two of my arms, and like everything comes from this one-page playbook, okay? So this one-page playbook, which you see right here, is like my highest self-sourced guide for this month. And because I have so many different patterns, there's a full experience in 1 week of the 4 weeks of the Hit Sweat Sesh strategy, okay? And I don't know why they had me saying that. Like, I don't know, that thing is stuck. It is embedded. So, Hit Sweat Sesh strategy, you'll just have to look into the concept behind my workout if you are interested in that. Okay, so all of this learning is what occurred for me last week in the work that I did from the one-page playbook based on that concept. And that is shown every single day in Ascension Daily, and now you get the sum of it here. And it's so interesting how when you just start to put one foot in front of another and know that consciousness is made moment to moment to moment to moment to moment, and consciousness is created, moment can only be created in the moment. So it's still like, we still have the 3D mind thinking of like linear time, of like future and past and things like that. Like, oh, but they say everything is already set up for me. And it is, but it isn't. It is, in the sense, yes, we have these physical vehicles with certain things in our specific cells that drive us to do this or do that, or things that are waiting to be unlocked. But that is about a moment to moment to moment to moment creation, behavior, and it starts with your body story. And so this came to me with the whole concept of divine order. So everything you see here I'm going to talk about, but it's based on divine order. And so divine order is like all of my systems. They are orderly divine. Okay? Now, divine order and orderly divine are two different things. okay? One is a process and one is a guidance, okay? And so this Christ consciousness, I learned a lot about all within this very short amount of time this morning. But it took all week, and now I'm getting these like crazy downloads about like what it is that I put myself through last week and the experiences I had and the lessons I got to learn through that week, and having a completion process such as this to really download it and carry it on with you to create the compound effect, the ascension, all so many different names for so many different things. So yeah, like, also divine order. What came to me is I am no longer, what does not work for me is what's in it for them. When it comes to me, my services, and my vibration that I give off into the world. That is so fucking 3D conscious believing. That is like thinking that you have control over order through force and fear and scarcity. Okay? When you focus on what's in it for them, you need to tell these people what's in it for them. I don't like that. I smell that bullshit. I smell, oh, I'm talking to this person and they would love for me to join their membership, but I smell and I sense that they are doing this based on what's in it for me. And I don't like that energy, and I don't want to be around that energy because that was a forced experience. They're forcing their product, their service, their selves, their brand, their energy. They're forcing it, right? And that is not serving. What's in it for them? We are told is in the marketing world that that's service, and that is not service. That is the biggest delusion. Okay, it gets serious when we get delusional now, okay? That is a fucking lie. Now, again, if you know me, I love fucking paradoxes because it's also our mission, our purpose to shift and change and create a new vibration for the whole. So yes, what we are doing is for others. But the only way we can have a divine order is by saying, my service, the services I give, the service I provide on this platter is due to what is in it for me. What is in it for me? When I worry about what's in it for you, I am suffering. That does not feel good to me. And it goes back to the lie, the 3D consciousness of the Christ consciousness, okay? The 3D lie. Because it has, but yeah, I'm telling you, this is just something to move through. This is not right. This is not wrong. This is part of the spiritual process, the ascension process, the really knowing what Christ consciousness is, because now you know what suffer is. Now you know what you no longer want, and what you no longer want is treasure. What you no longer want is where your treasure is found. So where we rebel, we're like, oh, I I do not want that. That, in our mind, we're getting off on the rebellion. Yes, I am saying no to being told what to do. But in that moment, why don't I want it is where the treasure is found. Not why would I want something different. Why am I rebelling against this moment? What is it that is right under your nose that is hidden from you? And it's usually treasure. So really focus your heart on what it is that you don't want. And I don't want to suffer. It is ridiculous. It is the stupidest thing in the world. And like, stop. But hurry up and get on the other side of suffer. And the only way on the other side of suffer is through suffer. And that's when we get to do shadow work. Okay? Shadow work. Shadow work is phenomenal because we get to bring in the body with the shadow work. Okay, if you work with me, because I'm seriously all about the physical vehicle, doing everything on every single energy level to move these physical vehicles, to shift and change this DNA, to be able, these bodies, these vehicles, to be able to withstand the light it's gonna take for you to be in true Christ consciousness. Now we can dabble in there, but then we need to do what we need to do on this physical plane to be able to actually be in that heaven on earth consciousness. That's the new earth. That is, once you get there, you're out of here. I promise. Once you get there, you are out of there. And I, for some reason, am still stuck on a little bitty 3D land, teaching and training this stuff, but I know why. And I am a way shower. I am a way shower. And my way is through the shadow. My way is through the shadow, but not the darkness. Like, I know if I don't want something, that's dark. I don't want that. Now, how does that desire for not wanting something, what does that do for my attitude in that moment? I don't want to feel fat. Well, what is that doing for your attitude? It's a desire. It's a moment of free will where we get to shift and change our biography, what we're saying, the vibration we're creating out into the world through this vehicle. We're bringing this up. What is the biography that you are saying? What is the story you're telling yourself? What is the story you're telling yourself? How are your desires to want? How are your desires to not want creating your attitude, creating your story, creating your vibration? And so I've always said our desires are our golden ticket. They're like our God-given gifts put in us, and they are, but there's a shadow desire. And that was like starting to see these things as shadows that I never saw as shadows because I thought shadows were bad. But to think a desire could be a shadow. Why? Because light is hidden. Because the light is in there. And so in the 3D consciousness, the matrix world, whatever you want to call it, it's just a vibe, okay? And it's a biofeedback of the stories. Biofeedback of the stories, so we need to shift and change the stories if we want to shift and change what our vibe is, what's in our aura, how far our aura reaches, all of that. So, it's Okay. From Dolores Cannon, I learned that just rubbing your nose, you can hop universes. Like, and they got me rubbing my nose. And so let's talk about this specifically, because if you, now, what is so beautiful is no matter what, everybody is doing the work. No matter what, everybody is really, truly evolving. Now, does everybody know that they're mind fucked and manipulated and they're mind fucking people and they're manipulating? No. Okay? But the desire, needs to become strong enough to kalima it. Like, Kali, yes, Kali. Kali says she's coming in now. She's like, I am Brooke, you are not leaving me out of a show called Triggers and Shadows, because I am the queen of disintegrating. I am the queen of the love and abundance that is found in the darkness, that how easy it is also for us to not see our own bullshit. And no matter what, like, we're still always working on our bullshit, right? When you got Kalima. But to recognize places where you've been blind to because you've only been secluded or you've been by yourself. If this has been you, this has been me. I've secluded myself. I've been by myself. It's safe. I know I have ascended masters. I have the cosmos. I have my star family. I can go to Sirius any moment. Like, I have all that. But that's not, and I've had to play in that. I've had to play in that to create my new body story, okay? And now I'm able to come out and play in the real world around real people and not have their pain and their suffer affect me. But now, because I am ready, what I am getting to see is how much bullshit I have been holding back from knowing from myself, because I haven't been able to have those amazing mirrors in my life where I can be exactly who I am always, and however they react, however they experience life in their own lives and their own behaviors and things like that. If for some reason something causes an emotion in me, a reaction, a trigger, then I get to look at me. And I don't get that opportunity if I don't have some flow coming in from my mirrors. But these people have to love you. These people have to accept you. These people have to just also be part of the process of doing the shadow work, okay? And so let's bring this a full circle here with divine order, okay? Really, really knowing your hologenetic profile is a great place to just get a seed, okay? So like I had mentioned earlier, this is where I was going, is we're all evolving. We're all evolving anyway. So you're already working on your shadows and your triggers, and you're already doing these things, but you might not have the right biofeedback loops to create something new yet, okay? And so if we get just a little bit from our, if we know our shadows from our hologenetic profile, it's very easy to start to speak to our cells, to start to create new selves within your cells, okay? And that's no big schmack talk. Like that's what they want you to think. And it's as simple as your body story. Your body story is critical, and it's not the body story that you want to believe. It's the body story that you're hiding from. It's the body story that fucking sucks and makes you hate yourself and makes you hate life. It's that body story that has the treasures within it to explode, to expand, and to just open any wounds and any wickedness and just catapult you and start to create a new story and start to create a new body story, right? And so the one-page playbook is specifically me creating a new body story with my divine self, with the Christ consciousness. And so that I have certain activities, actions, behaviors that I do with this physical vehicle with all of my senses multiple times a day. And so that means that I am solely focused on everything and nothing and me and everybody and none of it at all, multiple times a day, okay? And that's the pause and the contemplation and the meditation. But there has to be some deep intent behind those behaviors to create a new body story. So, okay, I know these behaviors are going to create a new body story for me. Where can I make being with myself and my body as pleasurable as it can possibly be? Because that is that is your portal to shifting and changing biofeedback loops, okay? They're neurological, like the neurosis, right? The same thoughts over and over and over and over and over and over. We're done with thinking. It's outie, okay? Just like what's in it for them. And so it comes down to busting past this lie that we're born into. We're born into, okay, so I was on the trail and I saw this woman. And if you see me on the trail, I mean, if you check my heart rate monitor, it's as high as it can go. And, you know, like my body, every part of me is like working really on a high level. And I'm just going in slow motion and I just got a smile on my face. I'm connecting with the masters. I'm so happy. I'm moving. I'm in nature. And I have a different presence. And then I come by people who are like in pure self-punishment mode. And I'm like, I don't like that vibe. Like, you can't even be like, hey, what's up? Like, you know, it's a great day. Aren't we so grateful? Blah, blah. Oh, I'm doing amazing because I know that if I want to have self-punishment due to being born into sin, due to Jesus died upon the cross, Jesus suffered for you, Jesus, he suffered for you, and you were born sinful and shameful, and now you're going to have to repay this shame with personal suffer. You're going to continually punish yourself because it is your fault that Jesus was crucified. It's so fucking crazy. So people are constantly putting themselves through a crucifixion. They are you're running and you're like torturing yourself. You are doing a full disservice. The story of Jesus is doing you a complete disservice in your life, okay? Because that's not heaven on earth. Jesus walked away to create the Christ consciousness energy. And it's found within all of us. It's the Christ conscious energy, the divine feminine guided Christ conscious energy, where the divine masculine is divine because the masculine energy surrenders to the feminine. Now, again, if you want to really get down to like the basic principles of cells, molecules, whatever. In your cell, you have a masculine and a feminine energy, okay? They're like poles, and they fight because of the story you tell. So they fight. So there's this constant suffer and struggle going on in your cells because of the masculine energy and the feminine energy at war with each other. And that war is created, well, yes, ancestrally, and just like you're born into it. It's not who you are or what you do. Like, this is where we get to start to unlock the cells, the abundance within the cells. And you could do that super duper fast, knowing what your shadows are. Saying yes to the pain. You're over here putting yourself in a suffer and a struggle, dieting, horrible negative thoughts about yourself. Like, you're constantly putting yourself into that. You're causing your suffer, you're causing your struggle and your pain and your self-sabotage, and you're the only one that gets in your own way. And what is your relationship? What is your relationship with yourself? Are you constantly creating a crucifixion to the Jesus within you? Breath by breath by breath, because of your attitude, because of the thoughts that you think and the behaviors that you behave in, okay? And it's literally just like this like little switch. And there's actually a session I have in psychology. It's called the swish effect. So we have one view, and then we want to get rid of that view, we want to get rid of that negative thought, we do a switch. Okay? And it's like I have a whole arsenal of access to all of this switching in the energy fields in your genes, but you have to say yes to taking on the journey of the walking the way. What did Jesus suffer for? What was the suffer? What was the experience? And are you walking the way that way? what type of suffer and struggle? Are you creating the suffer and the struggle? Or are you suffering and struggling to move through the karmic ancestral baggage that has been created for you, that now you have the technology and you have the power and you have the means to be able to move beyond that, so you really can create heaven on earth. And I love in the Gene Keys, it says, you need to not leave the front door to find heaven. You need not leave the front door to find heaven. I'm pretty sure that's an exact quote. And so, yes. So, Triggers and Shadows, check it out. It's 1144. No, it just changed. So, of course, I love those numbers. 1144, both in my hologenetic profile as well. And then, of course, Project 44 is just phenomenal. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do another video on the Gene Keys, and I'm putting together, or I'm doing a workshop on your embodying your shadow through your personal shadow profile. Okay, so it's a hologenetic profile, and it's all inspired by the Gene Keys. So I'm gonna do another video on what that actually looks like, and I'm gonna use my son, so we'll see if I share it or if I keep it for a little bit. We'll see, but I'm gonna do it. And so check out any Ascension Daily. All of this, July's Ascension Daily is about oppression, the crucifixion that we continue to put ourselves through, okay? And how we can move beyond that, okay? So yes, of course, this is a beyond training. This is a rewire before rewire your brain, your body, your beliefs, and your perception of beauty. My perception of beauty is going like this. Well, I'm getting my exercise in. This, people, in my energy, I'm forcing this fat to fall off of me, motherfucker. Yes, you are horrible. You can't eat right. You are shit. You have put this weight on, and what is the matter with you? Why can't you lose it? I don't care what size a woman is. Those are the things that are put into her. They're actually in her cells based on karmic and ancestral baggage. So we gotta stop that biofeedback bullshit story for ourselves. That's what's in it for us. So keep doing the shadow and trigger work and tune in. Bye. Welcome to a day in a life of a way shower, and I love how everything that I'm just obeying and doing is falling like into place to it's like molding of a creation, and I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I know you said this could happen, self, but this is wild. And so today, what has come up for me with like, oh, okay, this is probably a pattern I've created, and now I recognize it's a pattern and it's something that's working, and I'm able to put words with it now. And that is, I'll be able to do a video of a day in a life at the end of